Well, hey, welcome back to Kings Road Young Lions. I'm Saucey. I'll be your DM for this evening, and I've got four wonderful role players here with me tonight. They are young and they are feline. They are the Young Lions. Say hello, Young Lions.
Hello, young lions.
Welcome back, and thank you, everybody, for listening to the episode. Thank you. Refresher of where we were last week. The Young Lions, minus Bronson, who went off on a fact-finding mission with the other Celtigars. The Young Lions had their hands full with the Hard Way and the Darker Order in town. We started inside a candle shop where Rosa negotiated some information trading as well as some wholesale purchasing of candles. Bronson just stole a giant cream candle because he could, and then Solomon, or should I say Cousin Roman, heads over to the Hardway to welcome the Hardway originals. Those are Silvario and his band of rascals, Miss Bethany, Rio, and Apex. So they're in town for the big Grapplemania Battle Royal, which is happening the following day. Of course, Bronson is a contender in that match, as well as two members of the Hardway, at least two members, both Apex and Rio are in that match. So everything is fine and dandy. We go back to the Hardway clubhouse for a couple drinks, and our friend Cousin Roman is serving drinks and trying to find information. All the while, there is a bomb in the back room that is fully capable of blowing the entire building and everybody in it sky high. So it's a tense couple of hours, but Cousin Roman convinces Rio that they should sneak out the back door and go hunt down the dastardly Darker Order, which has been in a bit of a gang war with the Hardway since Cousin Roman had staged a couple crimes against pitting the two gangs against each other. Sounded like a great idea. Rio, who was a couple drinks in at that point, was down to clown and said, let's go do it. So prior to that, there's a meeting in an alleyway where the plan is discussed. That Rio and his Scooby-Doo carriage here are going to lead the party into the swamp to the place where Rosa has discovered that the Darker Order hideout should be. But before they did that, there was a meeting with Dane Caruso, the head booker and creative of Grapplemania, where Bronson and Gator had discussed the finish to the match. And as it turns out, Dane Caruso, who has a reputation for being all sorts of bad things, worst of all, bad creative, has changed the finish to the match several times already. And by the time we left that scene, I don't even remember what was agreed upon was going to be the finish. Oh, actually now I do. A celebrity from the Capitol is going to come in to be the big winner. So that is a Mr. Javen Marquette, world-renowned bard and sexy boy, is going to come in town one night only, going to win the badge, going to get turbo heat from the crowd, make tons of money for Grapplemania. So lots of VIPs are in town for that match. That is negotiable, right? Everybody fully intends to follow that plan, and Dane Caruso definitely won't change the plan again before the match. So the Mystery Machine and the gang of Young Lions here go off into Shrek Swamp to track down the Darker Order. Rio gets very drunk, does a little bit of Teen Wolf style riding on top of the cart, falls off, nearly kills himself, before Rosa finds tracks into the woods, which lead to a witch's hut, if you will. A house that's suspended over top of a swampy area. And the party does what any rational adventuring party would do. They stole a boat, paddled underneath of it, went invisible, and sent Rio up to kill everybody. Am I representing that correctly?
And immediately tried to abandon him there.
That's right. And so it was a little bit of I don't want to say that lies were told to him, just not the entire truth was told to Rio. So as he climbs in, and he actually does quite well for himself, taking on 2 Darker Order members at the same time. Our friend Solomon has the fantastic idea of blowing up the supports to the house, and of course it does collapse into the water, which is filled with alligators. The gators start attacking people. Rosa starts shooting guiding bolts at people into the darkness, and the whole party just escapes to the shore, where our good friend Rio actually detains one of the Darker Order members, and an interrogation ensues where, well, Bronson would be proud that Rosa was really thinking about punching somebody in the face. But that turned out to not be necessary, as a little bit of magic was done to get the negotiation to go the way that the party wanted them to go. And quite a bit of information was found out about the Dark Order, their connection to the Slamdemic, and their connection to lots of very foul things that are going on. So that brings us back to, let's say, the following morning, after the party had hightailed it out of there, back to town, in the middle of the night, because who wants to sleep in a swamp anyway? Meanwhile, Bronson is on the SS Celtigar with the 6 brothers, including Gus, Cousin Big Varo, and Cousin Franco. And Bronson, enlighten us on some of the news that your good cousins have told you about not only the city of Timberclash, the city of Colville, and the rest of the kingdom.
Yeah, so I had them gather some information about the Darker Order, try and hear what kind of rumors were out there and everything, and find out more about Alfarius and Magnus Cone, to try and sort of piece together what's going on with this urn. And they had been in Colville. Colville is doing well and seems pretty much unaffected by the Slamdemic because of what you guys did. And Mother is old, and she's able to kind of like, keep manage the Slamdemic from taking hold in Colville. Let's see. Alfarius Cone, the guy who beat Capital D in the clash at the Capitol, was only recently a member of Darker Order. He's not the originator, and his brother was found dead in Ironvale several weeks ago, so that urn is probably still warm. He was missing his orc mask that he's been wearing for years because of the concealed horrible burns that he has sustained as a child. And he apparently had been a recent convert to Grumsh. He had been running with Hardway Wolfpack, and no one knows who killed him, but he is definitely dead. And apparently Alfarius joined the Darker Order because he wants to avenge the death of his brother, and they basically promised him a huge amount of power to be able to do that. Also, the rumors around town, the Hardway doesn't know anything about the urn, basically, and the Darker Order doesn't know who stole it. And then so the reason that Alfarius nearly beat Capital D to death in his world championship match was because they blame the Hardway for letting Magnus die under their watch.
My
And
plan
so
was building itself before it ever even started.
he's got a big old grudge, and I'm sure that's only going to get worse when the Dark Order finds out that they have the urn, and then it's going to get even worse when that urn explodes and kills everybody. But so what I'm thinking now is that if Alfarius isn't an original member of the Darker Order, and he how do I want to say it? I think us having the urn could definitely get us a conversation with him, at least before we have to throw down. I definitely think that he's not necessarily 100% into Darker Order for the cult. I think he's just there as a means to an end, and perhaps we can maybe jostle him free of that influence. So yeah, what'd you guys get up to?
Well,
Rosa, did you kill someone? I had a feeling. I had a funny feeling. The hair on my neck stood up.
I have a gift for you.
What is it?
I hold out a container of lavender lotion,
Oh, super.
so you can chill the hell out and have nice skin.
I'm all about moisturizing. Normally, it's just bathing in the blood of my enemies, but lavender's not a bad one either. Sometimes I gotta take a nap.
Yeah, it's more pleasant.
Yeah, we found out some interesting stuff. So are we all back together now?
We're going to assume that we are on the SS Celtigar. This is the morning of Grapplemania.
Okay. It's the morning of Grapplemania, and I kept Rio drinking all night. I'd actually like to drive straight to the Risky Rabbit and
Sure.
talk him into going in, and then pay them to keep him busy all day.
Sure. Are we assuming that you will use another message command to tell him, hey, you should go in Risky Rabbit for a while?
Let me check if I can.
And just to clarify, do you want him to miss his match at Grapplemania?
Not necessarily, but I definitely don't want him to get a rest. I want him to be tapped out. I want him to be exhausted and drunk.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well, that'll cost extra, but we can make that happen.
If the party doesn't mind.
I don't have a problem with it, I guess. Keeps him out of trouble.
And it would certainly, gives him disadvantage without making it obvious that it was our fault, so why not?
Oh, yeah. I could try another suggestion on him. I got spell slots.
So DC 14.
11.
It was an 11?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I see it
now. It's a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, disadvantage because he's already drunk.
Bear with me for a moment. So an 11 is a fail. So Rio will take your suggestion, because when has Cousin Roman or Solomon ever led him wrong, right?
And I mean, I guess I'll give the Risky Rabbit a bonus if he misses the fight entirely. I feel better about that because his persistent positivity actually was kind of endearing. So if he misses the catastrophe entirely,
you're really doing him a favor by not having him enter the murder pit.
Yeah, if he just doesn't show up tonight because of everything he's been through in the past 24 hours, that's what I would hope for him.
And it keeps him away from the Hardway Clubhouse in case something goes boom.
Yep.
Oh, well, we can make that happen for sure. let me see. I just have to adjust my map.
Grapple Mania is rain or shine, right? It doesn't matter if someone firebombs a clubhouse in town. It's still going on, right?
Well,
I mean, it's Timberclash.
that's a loaded question.
I guess it depends on.
I mean, unless someone was to
Any star
firebomb
power.
the venue itself, it's probably still going to go on.
Well, the show must go on, right?
There you go.
They're all about making the money. So Bowden, your good friend at the Risky Rabbit XL, is happy to take your money. Last time we were here, I think it was a total of, I don't know, let's say 25 gold to make that happen. Does that sound reasonable?
25 to keep him here and make him miss his match?
Yep.
Bowden, you are too kind, my friend. Here, what I'm gonna do for you is quadruple your offer. Here's 100 gold.
Ah, perfect. See, that's what I loves about you.
So yeah, that'll come with maybe some additional instructions of if anyone comes looking for him, no one has seen him.
He has already forgotten who you're talking about.
There you go. Perfect. This is why we like doing business with Bowden.
Bowden, when I come back to check up on him after the match, if he's a very, very happy and restful man, there will be plenty more where that came from.
Well, discretion is my greatest strength, as is my ability to put people asleep. So you have nothing to worry about.
Thank you, good sir. And now I will rejoin the group.
Cheers. Okay, back to the SS Celtigar. Oh boy.
Oh man, all that stuff you said, Bronson. We can confirm some of that from the Darker Order guy we interrogated.
Sweet.
Yeah, Alfarius Cone, he's new. He joined, but I feel like I heard that from the hard way originally for the match. And their leader is actually somebody who goes by the Shadow or something like that.
Close enough.
Was it the Darkness? I literally can't remember.
He believes in a thing called love. Ooh.
Oh, he's
I blew myself.
Rhythm of the Heart.
So yes. So yeah, you do recall the Darkness was the name that you heard recited by the cultists.
The Darkness.
The darkness, that's what it was. I really thought
He leads the Darker
You should have
Order.
gone with the Shadow. It's better. Yeah. Like
Well, that's
the
his
Shadow
brother.
led the Darker Order, then
Couldn't call him like Penumbrous or something like that.
that's the
one.
youngest brother.
That's right.
It's Darkness, Shadow, and Penumbrous.
That's right. And Mark,
I have a Twilight Cleric named Penumbrous.
So with the full day open before the event, doors open at 7 p.m. Match time is probably about 9 p.m. There is a day's worth of activities that can be accomplished. So I will go around the party here and find out if anybody has any plans or things they need to take care of before heading to the arena. And let's start with Gator.
I have a kind of crazy question. So, like with this ring that things can be drawn from underneath, is it limited to inanimate type objects?
Well, the magic ring that is basically a ring of holding is the ring that was at the farm. We have not really tested to see if all of their rings have the same properties. Although if you wanted to stow something under the ring, you certainly can.
what if I wanted to stow someone?
Well, sure, you can tell them to hide under the ring.
Oh boy. How much can we take on faith here that I won't go too overboard? And I have a little bit of a plan here, and I'd really just like to surprise everybody with it. I think it'll be fun and funny and on brand, and
Just just text it to him, and then worst he can say is no.
yeah, it's actually what I was thinking. Is I'll shoot you a DMs. But so my the Gators morning will consist of thinking of a promo and then booking a surprise appearance. And if it comes down to it, we'll figure out some way for them to have like a breathing apparatus under the ring of holding. If we're really going to get down to it.
Oh, no. It should be safe for occupancy. So that's no worry. Somebody can comfortably.
You're not the first person to hide under the ring.
That's
been
right.
baked in.
That's
all right. Well, I have a great plan then.
They may need a pee bottle, but they're probably not going to need air.
Oh no! there's your extraordinary weapon. Just a piss jug from anywhere. A stale piss jug. Anyway, that's what Gator does. He books a surprise appearance.
Okay. Well, shoot that to me, and I'll give you a blessing on that. In the meantime, Rosa, you've got time to kill here. What do you do?
I figured if Frankie's still in town, I'd like to check in on her.
Sure. Red Eye Black is in town. Of course, she has her typical stomping ground is one of two taverns. And now I can't remember. I can't recall the name of the tavern. The Shield. That's right. The Shield Tavern is where she loves to be. So if you had to choose, if you had to guess where she is, that is a safe bet. That's what you would go to first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So sure. So you can head on up to the Shield, and as luck would have it, Red Eye is there, and she is brooding. She is making sure to avoid conversation with anybody who may wish to get to know her better, but she is happy to see you, or at least as happy as she can be. You can see a change in her facial expression when you walk in, and she makes eye contact with you, like, happy to hear what you have to say.
I ask what she's drinking, and I'm like, gonna buy you a drink to turn that frown upside down.
Oh, well, yes. Today would be an appropriate day to have some drinks. It's a bit of a bittersweet day for me, because today's the day that somebody's going to get their badge, and it's not going to be Red Eye. It's not going to be Frankie. Of course, this is a men's only battle royal. I keep getting told that there will be a women's event similar to this, but I have yet to hear about it. So looks like I'll be in timber class for a little bit longer, and I haven't been feeling great lately. So, I mean, what do you do? Trying to make the best of the situation while still avoiding everybody else. What about you? How long do you plan on sticking around?
Well, guess it depends when our guy gets his badge, and I'm not sure when that's going to be. Why are you on the King's Road?
Well, for the same reason as everybody else, to get out of the crap hole cesspool that I grew up in and end up in the capital. It's got to be better than where I came from. You have no idea you don't want to hear that story today. It'll take me a few more drinks before I'd ever be ready to tell it.
Can you at least tell me what territory you're from?
Oh, yeah, I am from Territory 4, but of course it's a big territory. So I'm not from anywhere near Timberclash. Much farther north, close to the border, where people are less than civilized.
Like, no way, aren't I from, I'm from 4, right?
Out of character? No.
Oh, I thought I was 4, or was that 1, and I can't remember.
Rosa is, in fact, from Territory 3.
Oh, great.
So, a territory that we have yet to encounter.
I am next door, I think.
No.
Nope,
Other side of the world.
I mean, it's next door number-wise, but...
I'm a cleric, not a cartographer. So...
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor.
She says, well, if... what are you doing during the event? Everybody in town's going to be there. Are you working?
Well, even if I'm not working, I gotta, go and support our team, so make sure they make it out in one piece, or their opponent. You probably haven't seen the big green guy with us. Big orc.
The one that works security at the battle on the farm?
That's the guy.
Yeah, there aren't many. There aren't many like him around here, so he kind of sticks out.
Well, are you going to be there?
Yeah, well, I was thinking that if you're not busy, that maybe we can reconnect at the event. Just to have somebody to talk to during the match, do some people watching, that sort of stuff. Does that sound like something? I mean, that's probably a stupid idea.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Wrestling's more fun with friends.
Yeah? Okay, well, I mean, that sounds great. I'm sure that, I'll be able to find you when we get to the event, and just keep an eye out for me. If, you have little legs, so it's kind of tough to track you down sometime, but I have a keen eye.
Yeah, my little legs need to get a head start. So, I'm glad I ran into you, though.
Well, hey, I don't want to hold you up. I know you're very busy, and it's your friend's big day, and I don't want to spoil anything. So, I want to make sure. I got some things I have to do. So, but it's been a pleasure. What am I saying? I'll catch you later.
All right, sounds like a plan. And I give kind of like a little
nice to you.
salute.
Okay, so with that said, Rosa goes to leave, steps out in front of the shield into the center of town. And from there, do you head back to the docks, or are there other things you need to do around town?
Honestly, I don't think there's anything else. Just wanted to check in with Frankie. My friend over at the Risky Rabbit is keeping our other friend from the Hard Way occupied.
That's right.
So, no, I think that's probably it.
Okay, well, let's transition over to Solomon / Cousin Roman. Day of the event. The Hardway clubhouse still is intact. At least as far as you know, you haven't heard any large explosions.
It's still the morning.
That's right.
And after they were all partying real hard, I know I was getting them drunk. So hopefully most everybody should be passed out right now, according to Hardway tradition.
Well, everybody but the prospects, they're definitely awake.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go invisible. I'm gonna sneak inside. I'm gonna leave a note for Rico, saying that I've got a lead on the Darker Order hideout, and but they're making a move at the Battle Royale. Come hot.
Perfect. And where do you leave the message?
I leave it on Rico's unconscious giant self.
Okay. Well, sure. You can
pin it to his collar.
Since you're invisible, you can do that. I have no issue with that. We're going to do one check here. Let's either have a sleight of hand or a stealth check.
I'll take the sleight of hand.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I don't have my dice box. I'm gonna have to use roll 20.
Oh, here we go.
No, don't do it.
That's the first step.
Plus 8.
Hey, that's a natural 20.
28.
Yeah, that'll do. So, pretty much anywhere where you'd like to put this note, in whichever manner you would like to place it, is the way that it goes down.
In his urethra.
He finds it when he wakes up.
Oh, he'll find it.
So, invisibly, with noticeably light traffic in the clubhouse, is there anything else you'd like to do before you leave?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
Leave a sign that says "Open me" on the urn.
Get out of here. Go back to the ship. Completely undisguised, and I take an 8-hour-long rest.
There you go. That brings us over to Bronson.
So, is there any, like, pre-event things that we have to be a part of?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, you've been booked for a promo.
Yeah, well, that, and, like, is there a meet and greet, there autograph sessions, stuff like that?
No.
Okay.
No, there's nothing like that.
All right. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything particular in town that I need to accomplish, outside of just making sure that I know what the finish is supposed to be, since Jackass still hasn't booked it properly, and it might change again. So, yeah, I'll just try to be in the area, making sure that I'm, keeping an eye out for strange folks. He has said that there's going to be a bunch of surprises and stuff like that, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye out, and then doing whatever I got to do, to make sure that the show goes on.
So we're going to fast forward a little bit. We'll go into the arena, and yeah, prior to the match, you do get word from Dane Caruso that the finish has changed a couple times since the last time you were in there. And while it's being explained to you just how many different people have been booked to win, it doesn't really matter to you. You just want to know what the new finish is. And the new finish has gone full circle, and we're all the way back to Javen Marquette winning the Battle Royal, with him actually coming out as the face in this Battle Royal, meaning he's going to be the good guy because he's going to be the one that throws out Dane Caruso, who finishes second in the Battle Royal. And he loves the idea. He's absolutely sure that the crowd is going to love it. And
Wait,
Bronson is
Dane Caruso?
Yes.
Dane Caruso.
Yes. He's booked himself to finish second.
That's right. That's right. And Bronson loves this idea, or at least does not announce his displeasure.
Yep.
Who knows? The finish may change again before it's time for the match.
Yep.
So prior to the match, earlier in the event, there is the opportunity for a pre-match promo. And, of course, Bronson has been on this full head of steam here. Really has gotten the crowd behind him. He's been very over with everybody. But in this case, Gator wants to step in and be the mouthpiece. So as you're preparing for your promo, there's a little bit of music that gets going just to get the crowd hyped up for this promo. And let's see if I can play that music for you guys here. There we go. So Bronson and Gator step up to the magical microphone here to cut this promo about what to expect tonight in the Battle Royal. And Gator, if you would like to take the mic here, it's all yours.
Perfect timing. All right. So I want to preface this by saying, if anybody's familiar with the Magnum TA Dusty Rhodes Fur Coats promo, that's Bronson and that's Gator right now. We got our Black Lion gear on, and I've summoned some shades, like some dark visors for just to complete the look, and some gold chains and good looking stuff. And we step up there with the swagger, and I grab the microphone, and I look at Bronson with a big smile, and I look out at the crowd, less of a smile. And as he raises the microphone, he says, a wise warrior once said, there are two kinds of people in this world, pretenders and contenders. Well, I'm looking out here tonight at the people in the locker room, and all I can see are a whole lot of dreamers. There was never a day where I woke up with a doubt, not a moment that I would make me reconsider that the total bastard of Celtigar, Bronson the Lion Lord, is the only contender worthy of this prestigious badge. I see there have been a lot of easy times around here based on all the weak men I see competing for this exemplary icon. This man is the only one who has grown up on real hard times because he's the only strong man in this match. Take a good look, everyone. The year of the lion has begun.
Woo!
All right.
And so as he finishes, I take the stick and I look directly into the little scrying device, and I say, "This is for my opponents. I hope you enjoyed your last piss standing up, because I'm gonna snap every one of the twigs y'all call necks." And then I just throw the mic on the ground. We stomp off.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So we are here at the arena, and everybody is at the event. Of course, Bronson and Gator are backstage, and Solomon, you are working the Gnomish announcer table, which is right next to the regular announcer table at ringside. So for your Gnomish audience, of course, they are the most tech-savvy audience of all audiences. They are... Who would have known? They are huge pro wrestling fans. They do enjoy little people wrestling, but all wrestling really is great to the Gnomish people here.
They sell access to the show on pay-per-scry.
That's right.
I was gonna say, I want to see some Gnomish mini estrellas now.
So I'm doing the entire commentary tonight in a Gnomish translation.
Oh my god, I love it.
That's right.
Your microphone has a little pointed hat.
Say goodbye to your table.
But it's just like it's a footstool.
That one got me. It's just a microphone with a little pointy hat on top. Yep.
Yep. You know what? I think Solomon's repping gnome pride for his position tonight. So instead of his usual floppy yellow hat, because he has kind of a yellow and red ensemble, he is wearing a conical red hat.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. And you're not on your own either. You do have a co-announcer with you tonight. It is your buddy from the farm. Claymore is in the house. Who knew he also speaks Gnomish? He's one of the homies with the Gnomies. And he's fantastic. He is relatable. He is knowledgeable and just all around likable. And you have great chemistry together. So tonight has been a rousing success for the...
As we're getting prepped, like before anything starts and before our mics are on and everything like that, I say, hey, Clay, keep your head on a swivel tonight, my friend. Things are gonna get crazy.
Yes.
You know the book has got no control, and there are some wild card elements here tonight. Let me tell you.
I know exactly what you mean. So with that said...
Claymore is probably going to tell you, like, hey, so we're on the Gnomish announce table, so don't bring anything to the table that you think is valuable, because someone's going through it.
This table will not exist soon. I understand.
Yep.
So throughout the night, Rosa, you're looking for Frankie, and you can't find her. She is nowhere to be found. She said she was going to be there, but she has not shown up. And she's easy to spot. She's got platinum blonde hair and red eyes. And she's tall-ish. But she sticks out, right? She doesn't blend very well. But you're still holding out hope that she will show up. So at that point, we get to the introduction of Grapple Mania, led by Claymore. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adventurers of all ages, Grapple Mania proudly brings to you the most exciting spectacle in all of sports entertainment. Tonight we dine like kings, because tonight we experience the Battle Royale. I'm your master of ceremonies for the evening, the incomparable Claymore, here with my gnomish guide to greatness, the master of metaphor himself, Solomon Scribbles. Solomon, say hi to the people.
Hello, everybody. I tell you, we got quite the event here coming up for you tonight, and I am so excited to be here announcing for all our gnomish people in the audience to make sure that we're coming to you loud and clear from the most exciting table in the house.
Oh, Sully, you can feel magic in the air tonight. The tension, the anticipation, the pure unbridled excitement. Winning tonight's match will require endurance, cunning, and sheer willpower, but we will have a victor. There's one in our midst. From amongst this crop of champions and challengers, giants and gentlemen, we will have a winner. I guarantee it, and to the winner goes the spoils. In this case, we're talking about the coveted King's Road badge from territory number 4. Everybody wants a piece of this action. What do you have to say about that?
Clay. You're absolutely right, Clay. With the field of competitors that we have today, honestly, nobody has any idea what is about to happen here tonight.
20 men will enter. Only one will stand victorious at the end. It's anybody's game, and anything can happen. They say you should expect the unexpected, but I promise you that nobody is prepared for how this night is going to end. So hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to witness a battle for the ages. Let the bodies fly, the ropes quake, and legends be made. This is Grapple Mania, and it starts right now. And with that, we cut over to the Battle Royal event.
Cue the Nickelback song.
Okay, so there are...
this graph.
Okay, so a quick rundown of who is in this match. Of course, this is a 20-man match over the top rope battle royal. You get thrown over the top rope and your feet touch the ground, you are eliminated. 20 men start in the ring, and there will be no other competitors entering the ring. So let's just go around real quick, and I will give a 5-second explanation of everybody we're looking at. Some recognizable faces, some new faces here. Of course, we've got Daniel Danielson, the half dragon here. He's been booked to win a couple times. He stole the badge, or he had his badge stolen from him when Zinthral was able to win a match a couple weeks ago, and now he's still going to come up short. The man who's supposed to win this match, Javen Marquette, he's a bard from the big city, and he should not win anything. He does not deserve it. He's largely disliked by the real wrestling fans, but he's been in a few interesting plays, one in particular that I enjoyed, but most of the rest are not very good. Next to him, Little Maximus. You met him once up in Ironvale Bronson met him in a brawl deep in the basement of the city. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure you guys slapped each other around a little bit. It was great. And he is our own.
He just wouldn't go down.
He just would not go down. That's right. And he has huge support from our gnomish audience. Of course, he is the only gnome participating in this match. So Little Maximus, all around good guy. Pound for pound, the best wrestler in the ring. Next to him,
4 pounds.
That's right. A truly unlikable individual that goes by the name the Black Sheep. Gigantic, 6'6", 300 pounds, big, nasty, crazy eyes. Keep the mask on. Nobody wants to know what's underneath of it. Next to him, the Big Red Hammer. Also, I don't want to say he doesn't have a soul just because he has red hair, but he has eyes like a doll. There's nobody behind the wheel, but he sure is big. He's a big dude, and you can tell that he knows where the bodies are buried. He's that kind of guy. Directly in front of them, Dane Caruso, the head booker. He's positioned himself by 2 heavies who, most likely are there to protect him, but we'll see how things play out. Kofi Kingston makes an appearance. You can't have a battle royal without Kofi.
Yeah.
Kofi is definitely going to avoid elimination at least once, maybe multiple times, but there is no chance he wins. Everybody knows this. But he's very likable. And, the power of positivity has no end. He's also been sponsored by Booty Oats. So, he's a little bit of brand endorsement here. Kofi, he's good for the business. Cleavon Chudley, carpenter, a big fan of tables and other furniture. He's a good guy. His brother couldn't be with us tonight because he doesn't deserve to be. But Cleavon, he's great. Cleavon's people like Cleavon. Then we've got Duncan Diehard. He's all about hustle, loyalty, respect, and nobody likes it. He's a goody two-shoes, Boy Scout. Don't tell me to eat my vitamins, okay? I'll do what I want. I'm an adult, Duncan Diehard. Then we've got Beaumont. Beaumont he's a weird guy. So, although he's classically trained and incredibly intelligent, he also is not somebody you would have babysit your children. He has grease paint all over his face, and nobody eats with him at the lunch table because he's just a weird guy. Then we've got...
Does he talk about how everyone floats down here?
Yeah. He's a big fan of balloons. Just steer clear. Subtemperate here. He's the Ice Monk. This guy is cool. He's real cool. Although he's very annoying because everything with him is a pun about cold things. And after about 5 minutes, you've had enough. Boom Boom.
It's not cool anymore.
Yeah, it's not cool anymore. Boom Boom Porter is a legend way past his prime, but they brought him in for the pop, People love wheeling out these old guys that have no right being in a ring with real athletes. But, he does commentary now and then. He's the guy you bring in to tell stories about how the business used to be. You know, he's been in much better shape. So all the respect in the world for the guy, but he got to go. Then we got Winston Tact. Of course, this is who Bronson, you're booked to be thrown out of the ring by Winston Tact at number 6 in the match. So with 6 men left, you go out next. Winston throws you out. That sets up a program between you and he. Of course, you already have one win over him. This is him getting his win back, and then you have a rubber match later on. So he's not a bad guy, really. There's even been talks about you joining his faction, but you kind of made the point that, hey, I've already got a faction, and, we're good. Hardway's Apex is up next, and he's still terrible. He's the guy that you all called Shitty Pants. He's just got heat with everybody. He's the classic Napoleon complex, little man syndrome. He drives a truck that's way too big, and he's always compensating for something. He's got these wraparound shades that he wears indoors. He's the guy. He's that guy. Then you've got Durock. Durock you met in Lucha Town. He was one of the other guys that received their badge on the same night you did, and he runs with the Death Eaters. It's been a while since you've ran into those guys, but this guy's an athlete. That's what you know. You've got Dark Steven. Dark Steven is edgy boy, edgelord, always has black fingernails. His hair is always wet. Life is suffering.
I feel you, bro.
He's a lot, this guy doesn't like puppies or rainbows. He's just a real downer. Not fun at parties at all. Then we've got Bronson. Of course, we know Bronson. And Bronson is definitely going to follow the script tonight. Next to him, we've got the Adamantine Dream, who used to be very popular, but has made some poor decisions lately and has a lot of backstage heat. So he has to do some things to earn back the respect of the fans and his fellow wrestlers. And then Cobra Rhodes, the son of a legend. At one point, Cobra was booked to win this match, but that is no longer true. Cobra is a role player at this point. He has a brother who was once a famous wrestler. Of course, there's no amount of fame that's going to help him get to the top of this company. It's just not going to happen. And then finally, we've got Mr. Claymore. Oh, let's see. Claymore gets up out of his announcing chair and says, I'm going to take the spot of the missing Rio, who is MIA at the moment.
Nice.
Claymore is going to make an appearance, and that leaves Solomon alone on the microphone for the gnomish audience. Of course,
Ladies
you have...
and gentlemen, I think I know who's getting thrown at our table.
Next to you, you've got senior commentators Gregorio Vine and Obi Langata. Of course, they are legends in the industry, velvet voices, and just beautiful minds. So, as we're beginning to start the match, Rosa, you are you're kind of tapped on the shoulder for a moment. And give me a perception check.
Ooh, I'm too focused on the match. 6.
6. So somebody taps you on the shoulder, you turn the wrong way, you can't find them, and then you turn back to look at the match, and standing in front of you is our good friend Red Eye Black. And she puts both hands on your shoulders and says, finally, you have no idea how hard you are to find.
Said it yourself, I got little legs.
I'm glad that I found you, because I have to tell you something. I have to tell somebody. I don't know who else to tell, but and I don't know. This is probably not the right place to say it, but She brings you in close and whispers in your ear, and she tells you in a whisper, "The king is dead."
All right. Like, I look a little shocked. And where did you hear this?
I overheard somebody at the bar talking about it. They said that he just got sick, and that was it. And now there's nobody in charge.
Wow. I'm just, trying to take it all in. You want to have a seat? I saved you a seat.
She says, "Actually, I think we need to get out of here as soon as possible, because if anybody knew about this, this wouldn't be happening. When people find out, they're going to panic. We need to go. Like, you should come with me now. We should go."
I gotta stay here. I've got, the young lions to look after and keep in line.
I get that. I totally do, and that's what I love about you. You were loyal to a fault. That's so good. But seriously, like, we should leave. We should go. I'm going, and you should come with. We should go, and then we can come back after this all blows over, and then I'm sure your friends, they'll be fine. They'll wait for you probably. Just come with me. I don't want to go alone.
How about you sit and watch this match with me? And maybe we can have a discussion about all that on the SS Celtigar. Either way, you're getting out of town.
So she's looking around, and she's very unsure. You cannot tell what she's looking for, but she's not looking in the ring. She's looking in the crowd. She's scratching her neck with her fingernails and playing with her hair, tucking it behind her ears. She looks extremely uncomfortable, more uncomfortable than you've ever seen her before.
Nothing ever shakes you. What's going on?
She says,
I understand that.
I have a bad feeling. And then at that point, that's when the bell rings and the match gets underway. So we're going to cut back to the ring here, and we're going to play a little fighting music. Here we go. All right. All right, so the match starts here, and do we want to take any bets on who gets thrown out of the ring first?
Adamantine Dream.
No fair betting when you're in the match.
Claymore.
Claymore, yeah. So there are lots of people who are going after Adamantine Dream and going after Claymore, but it's neither one of those that gets thrown out first. In fact, Claymore and Winston Tact go over to Apex and lift him up and throw him out of the ring instantly with almost no resistance at all. Just gets completely blindsided. Not only is it Claymore, Winston Tact, but Durock, he helps out. Cobra Rhodes, he helps out. It's 4-on-1. They are all dead set on getting Apex out of the match. And that's exactly what happens. Apex thrown out and launched really feet from the ring into the aisle. Gets up, sunglasses still on, and right in front of Solomon's table.
I cover my mic and lean forward and I'd be like, Oh man, now would be a bad time for me to. I suggest you shit your pants, and I cast suggestion on him.
All right. Okay, so that's a DC 14 roll.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not gonna make
Not
it.
get it.
So his face just drains of color as you can see a storm is brewing, and he's angry and embarrassed at the same time, and then starts shuffling away awkwardly from the table.
Minor illusion, I create a bigger shit smell wafting off of him as he goes.
Oh wow. Okay, so he's walking. He goes by the referee. The referee's, oh goodness, what is that? And then goes to walk by Gator as well.
Gator points and laughs. Hit the ground pretty hard, didn't you?
Somehow, on getting caught on a hot mic, there's someone in the crowd be like, "Apex just shit himself," and it comes across on the broadcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first man out of the ring tonight, Apex, a guy who's had a tough time coming up without the aid of his friends. I actually heard a rumor that he had an accident back in Luxor Town, and it seems as though his humiliation is not over.
Pooks.
So he does unceremoniously exit back up the ramp. That leaves us back. We are down to 19, and then in quick succession, as Claymore is celebrating, yay, we got him out. Claymore gets launched out as well by Rock and Cobra Rhodes, and they both look at Claymore and they go, "Sorry, man." And then
Just business.
and Claymore gets up, and he snaps his fingers. Oh shucks, I thought I had it. And then he makes his way back over to the announcer table, has a seat.
Adjusts his tie, and then sits down at the table.
So, barely having broken a sweat, looks at Solomon and goes, "I can't believe it. This was my one chance, and I thought that I had it. This has been years in the making, but what are you going to do with such superior, supreme athletes in the ring?"
I mean, Clay, you're selling yourself short here. You got up. You got in there. You showed heart. You showed determination. There's no reason you can't get back in there. With 20 of the best wrestlers in all the territories in that ring tonight, you know what? You were not the worst of them, my friend. You were not the worst.
Yeah, Apex has the record for shortest time in the Rumble.
And shittest pants in the Rumble.
Yep. And most pants shit in the ring.
That is a message that I can get behind, Solomon, that if you put your mind to something and you try as hard as you can, you will not finish in last place. And that is something that that's a motto that people can aspire to live their life by.
It's attainable goals, baby.
You're right there, Clay.
So as this is happening, there is a lot of movement in the ring. Bronson, what do you do as...
Everyone flees, Bronson.
So me and Sheep Mask are just standing in our respective corners. Everyone is just like run off to go do their own things, and we're just staring at each other, just across the ring. And all of a sudden, basically we can have a couple other eliminations happen or whatever, but at some point everyone's going to realize that we're just mean mugging each other from the across the ring, and they're just gonna part like the Red Sea. And then we're just gonna start beating the hell out of each other in the middle of the ring.
Well, yeah, that's...
Get the big old Haas match going on.
That's how things go. Adamantine Dream is the next to get thrown out, as is Dark Steven. And then Kofi Kingston gets thrown out of the ring, but lands on the announcer table, still legal in the match. He asks Gator, if you'll come over and give him a little assistance here.
Give him Tensor's floating disc.
I don't think that's a good idea in front of everybody.
You could just pull Tensor's floating disc out from under the ring.
No, but here's what I'll do. I'll put my hands together, interlocking my fingers, and I make like I'm suggesting he put his foot in, and then I give a sign like when he does, I'm gonna lift. So,
Okay. So you're gonna approach the table here and give him a little boost.
Yeah, I'm not gonna screw him either. I want to see this happen.
Oh, you're gonna go for it. Okay.
I'm gonna actually, I want to see this happen. I love Kofi King.
Roll strength check.
Yeah, we're gonna have a strength check with advantage.
I don't see why you should make a wizard do a strength check to help someone else, but okay.
Well,
Just
you're
kidding.
giving him the boost, and he's gonna launch at the same time.
Because you're going to watch this, and he's going to mess up his elimination spot.
Oh, advantage. All right, I'll take a 9 over a 7.
A 9 total?
9 total. Well, because I have 0 bonus.
Okay, so, well, despite your good intentions, Kofi collapses on top of you in a bit of a pile.
Give way.
To his severe disappointment, he thought he was for sure going to win this one, but he did delay his elimination. So, one last try here. You can attempt to let him walk over top of your body and jump back in the ring.
Okay, so presuming he collapsed on top of me, yeah, I'll just roll over onto my stomach and like plank out. But it's more to sell. So like I'm like now I'm being stepped on. So like the people who don't like me as a heel manager are like, it's like when Jim Cornette gets his.
Okay, so
he's comeuppance.
He's going to walk you like a plank and then try to launch onto the apron. He's going to need a 15 or better to save it. So. Let's roll it on the screen. A natural 20.
Jeez, nice spot. Wants this to happen.
And Kofi is back on the apron. Of course, here comes Subtemperate. The Ice Monk is going to launch Kofi over the rope. But Kofi pulls the rope down, and there goes Subtemperate out of the ring. Kofi is back in the match.
Yeah, I was gonna say as Gator starts to stand up and straighten himself out, this big guy just falls on top of him.
And his feet touch the floor, so he is eliminated. All right.
You need to yell at him and be like, when he falls on top of you, you get up and you start yelling at him. And you're like, "Hey man, chill."
Boo. No,
this point,
Gator, like. One hand up on the commentary desk, the other hand up, and I pull myself up and I look at Solomon. This is just all disheveled and my eyes are spinning.
You don't speak Gnomish, so you just look up at me and I'm like,
Gnomish is just Welsh.
It's so funny because I was going to suggest I speak some Welsh to simulate the Gnomish. But anyway, moving on.
All right, Rosa, let's have you roll a perception check.
The Gator is down.
14 on this one.
14. Okay, so there are two things that you notice. The first thing that you notice is a familiar face across the room. It is Mistress Wolf in the crowd on the far end of the room. The other thing that you notice is that your good friend Red Eye Black is no longer in the room. And let's see if I can grab her. There I go. So she has vanished.
Because she has died from the slamdemic.
I don't like that swerve.
She's just a corpse.
So she's taken off in the middle of all this excitement. You did not notice her leave, but you do notice Mistress Wolf is in attendance. Okay, back to the action. We all notice that little Maximus, the smallest man in the ring, is taking on the biggest man in the ring, the Red Hammer, and Maximus is giving him all that he can handle, punching kneecaps and thighs, and he's up on top of his back, he's pulling his beard, he's biting his nose, he's giving him hell. But once the Red Hammer finally gets his hand on little Maximus, he yeets him completely out of the ring and into the crowd. Just a full-on gnome toss, which the crowd does not approve of.
Yeah, that's offensive.
And that at this point, the crowd separates. And the black sheep steps up.
We're just throwing bombs at each other. Just going ham. And then every once in a while, someone else will like walk into the melee like they're gonna, like try and be the third man in, and they just get like just thwomped. They just like one of us just turns and then just like throws a haymaker at them, and then we just go right back to throwing punches and kicks at each other.
Yep, accurate. Just like that. So just throwing haymakers. Of course, there's clusters of fighting going on outside. Everybody's waiting their turn to attack one at a time. And
then eventually everyone turns their attention to it, and everybody just tries to dogpile us. They just like everybody just jumping on to a giant pile, but then all of a sudden afterwards, we just explode out, and everybody just gets sent back to the ropes.
Yeah, just like that. So everybody rebounds back, and the crowd they're loving this. This is fantastic. There's a moment where there's a pause in the ring, and they wait for applause among the entire crowd.
Yeah. And then at that point, we're sort of separated. Yeah. And we turn our attention towards the people around us.
So at this point,
start taking out the little guys.
So at this point, the Black Sheep and the Red Hammer turn their attention. They run at Javen Marquette and Dane Caruso and launch both of them over the top rope, almost on top of Gator. And Gator, you're able to step out of the way.
Yes.
And now Javen and Dane Caruso, who were booked to finish 1 and 2, are out. They are out of the match. They are arguing with the referee who's standing by, but he's having none of it. He's saying, nope, he's pointing at the floor. Your feet touched, you're out. And he's pointing backstage. And it appears our two favorites are out of the match, which means we don't have a winner booked anymore, because the Black Sheep and the Red Hammer have gone into business for themselves. They have gone off script. So now we have a problem to solve.
And now Bronson knows that weapons are free. It is no longer about putting on a good show anymore, and now it is about using pure strength to just eviscerate as many of these people as possible.
So at this point, Winston Tack comes up to you, grabs you in a head and collar tie-up, and is throwing light blows at you while giving you instructions like, what do we do now?
I tell him all right, I'm gonna whip you to the ropes.
And then what?
So I go for, yeah, and then I tell you, let me hit you with a clothesline, and then I follow him to the ropes and hit him way too early and send him over the top.
All right, so you betray his trust. He's trying to work with you. Nope, Bronson's not having it. Runs and you go to launch him over. We're going to have a contested strength roll here.
Okie dokie. Uh, 22.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So Winston Tack takes a spill down the steps and onto the floor.
And he's
Just-
like looking up at me like, what the fuck? And then I just kind of I just shrug at him and then I just turn around. And then I go running at the dude directly to my right.
So Winston feels betrayed for about half a second, and then the gears start turning, and he starts thinking, how do I turn this into a work? And he starts working the crowd. Like, oh, this guy, I'm going to see him in a couple weeks, at Grapple Mania. This isn't over yet. And he is happy to leave the match at that point.
Now he's got a program.
Now the program is set up, which was the entire plan the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Far across the ring here, Daniel Danielson is putting in some work as you see him take Duncan Diehard out of the equation. Duncan only knows about 5 moves, and Daniel has a complete skill set here. So technically, using his technical prowess, he's able to figure out a way to get the muscular and much more arrogant Duncan Diehard out of the ring. So, sorry, Duncan. That's what you get for wearing jorts.
Oh, it is now a good time. Like Gator, like seeing Daniel Danielson get that elimination and look strong. Can he climb up on the ring and like grab him by the shoulder and spin him around and start to give him the business? But then Daniel Danielson doesn't even give him a second. It just clocks him.
Sure. Let's have a. Well, do you want to fail on purpose, or do you want to roll
Basically.
for it? Okay.
Basically, well, I mean, if you want me to do like a performance or deception or whatever.
Oh no! If you
sell it
just
for
want
the
to
crowd.
play the cowardly heel, then we will let you sell it completely.
He's just cornetting it up.
Yeah. No, I get up there and I spin him around by the shoulder and I stick my finger in his face and then he just punches me in the chin and I go down on my butt and roll off the apron.
Yeah, so you go face down on the mat at the edge of the ring. In fact, part of your body is underneath of the ring at this point, and you have full view of everything under the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the ring, Red Hammer and Black Sheep are now obviously working together, and they use their combined efforts to take Boom Boom Porter and Kofi Kingston over the ropes here. They're going to work against both of them, trying to eliminate them. Durock and Cobra Rhodes decide they're going to double team Bronson.
Yeah, I want to go for the double lift and just back body them over the ropes.
Okay. Solomon, you were going to say something?
This is starting to come creeping closer to a climax here. With a scan around the room, do I see any like red and black, no, purple and black cloaks or anything like that? In the
Let's have a
gathering?
perception check.
Best roll ever. Here we go. 13.
13. You're not able to find exactly what you're looking for, but you do find another familiar face. It is Miss Bethany and Silvario are in attendance for this evening. 2 more of the VIPs that have been brought in town just for the match. Of course, they were here to see Apex and to see Rio. Rio didn't show up and Apex was out first. So it's hard to really understand why they're still here.
Because they got a note from someone who's not me.
Okay, so in the ring, there goes Boom Boom Porter. gets thrown out. Kofi Kingston gets launched out as well, lands on top of Porter, tries to balance himself without falling over. He's going to do a dexterity check to see if he can stay in it. And 14 will do it. So he's back on his feet again, standing on top of the legendary Boom Boom Porter. And then he's going to try to launch back to the ring apron. Now we're entering the end game of the match here. Across the ring, Cleavon Chudley and Beaumont are working at Daniel Danielson when Red Hammer and the Black Sheep pile in, and it's a bit of a mass brawl. Bronson, you go to double backdrop Durock and Cobra Rhodes over the rope. So we're going to have a contested strength roll against both of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna rage too.
I was gonna say, if you don't rage in this moment,
Yep.
then what is rage truly for?
All right, for Cobra Rhodes, it's a 13.
16.
16 will do it. And for Durock, it's a 10.
20.
20. So there they go. They both go over onto the apron. You've got them both here. What do you do?
And then I'm gonna run. I'm gonna hit the ropes.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna bounce back and do a split-legged drop kick and hit Cobra with one leg and Durock with the other.
The old kangaroo kick. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, let's have it here. Let's give me a strength check on both of those.
21 and 22.
So you successfully eliminate them both at the same time. To roaring applause.
And then I kip up.
Okay. Let's have a dexterity check.
13?
No, you don't kip up.
I try to kip up, but I have to like grab the ropes to help do it.
On the other side of the ring here, Red Hammer and Black Sheep are able to get Cleavon Chudley over the rope. Not even near a table. It really is. It is sad. Although he is near some chairs. And Beaumont is just really laying into Daniel Danielson. So he's got him pressed up against the ropes here. And he's trying to lift him over when the Black Sheep and Red Hammer come up. They launch Beaumont over as well. And now they've got Daniel Danielson tied up.
All right. So I'm gonna, as they're trying to tie him up, as I approach, I'm gonna summon my astral steel chair.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna give a huge chair shot to the back of Sheep's head.
Okay. Well, let's have roll to hit.
All right. That's another 22.
Okay, roll damage.
What is the damage on that one? Like 1d10, I think?
I think it's an improvised weapon. Let's go to the
Hold on.
the listing
I got it
here.
somewhere. Astral tassels. Summons astral steel chair. Oh, I don't have the damage for it. All right. So let's see. That's fine. If you want, do I want to call it like an unarmed strike or is it 1d4?
Bear with me here. It's a +2 improvised weapon. So it does 1d4 bludgeoning damage +2 plus your strength modifier plus your rage damage.
All right. That is a 4 plus 2, 6 plus 5, 11. 11 points of damage.
Boom. So you drop him with
plus rage, so 13.
13. So yeah, it's enough to drop him down to his knees. And then at this point, Red Hammer, he turns his focus to you while he's still got his hands on Daniel Danielson. And he's not able to make a strike. What do you do?
I'm going to hit him with the chair, too.
All right, let's have it. So roll to hit, +2.
That is a 15.
15 will hit.
Sweet.
Got a concerto going on up there, and meanwhile I'm underneath the ring practically.
Only 11 points damage.
11 points of damage. So you drop him as well. And Gator, you see all this happen as the Black Sheep and Red Hammer are down. Daniel Danielson has regained his composure. And Gator,
Yeah,
what do you do?
I'm pointing at the sheep.
Well, while he was supine on the ring's edge of the apron there, he started fishing around underneath the mat, and he's like, I know it's here somewhere. Aha! And he produces a kazoo, and he sits up like the Undertaker with it, and he sticks it in his mouth, and he goes, "Ah!" And everybody's like, what? Huh? And a second later, it's answered by this slide of a trombone.
It's noise police.
It is noise police. He already knows. A human man with brown hair, wearing a dashiki and sweatpants, rolls into the ring, carrying a trombone, toots on it a few times while marching in place, and then runs with it up against his arm towards the red hair guy. And he looks like he's gonna just try and take him over the top rope.
Let me see if I've got... Oh, here we go. There he is.
This is great. I gotta show you a clip from RSCW because this is literally noise police in RSCW and real life. But this is
that's why I knew he was perfect.
Yeah. Fucking noise police is so good.
All right, there you go. You should have control of the token now.
Okay, so he rolls in, toot, 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 toot. And
Everybody
he
is
extends
just
the trombone.
super confused. Yeah.
And he goes for the big lariat with the trombone, presumably for extra damage, but just trying to take them both over the top rope.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna spill out with this guy.
So
yeah,
who's...
it's a cactus clothesline.
He's targeting Red Hammer?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let's do a roll. Why don't you go ahead and roll for him to attack with advantage?
Oh, how did it roll behind the water bottle? What is that? An 11 or a 10? So 11 plus whatever.
So that'll hit. And then go ahead and let's roll damage. We'll do
What'll that be?
1d8 plus 2.
That'll have to do on dice spot. 1d8 plus 2. I love it. My man's a tromboner. 9.
9 total.
Mm-hmm.
So he just clobbers him with this trombone, staggers him into the ropes. He's fully leaning over the ropes now. Black Sheep is up to his knees. They're both kind of in this prone position here. And Bronson, you've got pretty much everybody in a vulnerable position here. Who do you go for first?
Let's see. I think so. I'm yelling directions at Daniel Danielson to get on the sheep, and then I'm gonna push noise police out of the way and swing my chair one more time on Big Red.
Are you gonna go for Big Red? Okay.
Yep.
So you're swinging chair, 17, that'll hit.
Yep.
And roll damage.
That is, let's see, minimum damage. So that's 3 plus 5 plus 2. 10 points of damage.
Yep. Okay.
So
So
just come down.
that'll drop Red Hammer to the floor, and the crowd is going bonkers. Noise Police is celebrating with the trombone, was it?
Yeah, I give him a high
Yes.
five. Yeah, and Noise is just wah, 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 wah.
And at that point, does Noise Police drop to his back and roll under the bottom rope?
Yeah, and then probably just starts marching around the ring playing his trombone.
So just playing trombone right in the face of Red Hammer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bum, 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 ba, bum, bum, bum.
So Black Sheep is tied up with Daniel Danielson here. There are 3 of you left. And they are going blow for blow here. Both just completely exhausted. Let's see. I think I have a picture prepared for this. Here we go. We just have to get rid of some of these folk. Oh, he gone. It's this guy. Yeah, he's gone. It's really just those 2 guys.
Yep. And so I start. We start double teaming the goat.
Oh,
That's gonna be fun.
you start going after the Black Sheep. Okay, so let's have a contested strength roll here with advantage.
All right, that's either a 20 or a 9. So I'll take the 20.
Does it beat a 1?
It does.
Okay.
So what I want to do is I want to start for this double team. I want to get him towards the center of the ring, and I want to give an Irish whip, and then I want me and Daniel Danielson to do a like a double clothesline that would send him tumbling over the ropes right here, and then with the goal of then delivering a double drop kick that would send him about 15 feet away to right about here.
Black Sheep?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to throw him at the ropes here. You're going to go for the clothesline, and you're able to do that. Let's have another contested strength roll to see him go over.
Yeah, that one's going to be fine. 21.
Come on now. A 3. Yeah, that's not good. He goes over the rope. He grabs onto the top rope as he flips over. His feet are dangling. He manages to gain purchase again with one of his boots. He finally rises back up to his feet. And during this process, Danielson is running in the opposite direction.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be perfect. Yep.
And
here comes the Bazaiku knee.
And then here comes Danielson running at Black Sheep. And then he's going to launch. Oh, not over the rope. He's going to launch into the face of the Black Sheep. We'll give him a little roll here. So, contested strength roll. This is Danielson. That's a 20. That's going to be tough to beat.
Nah, I ain't going to do it.
All right. And then here is the Black Sheep. That's an 18 total. So, it's enough to launch the Black Sheep over onto the gnomish announcer table, and it just shatters into a cloud of splinters. Drinks are tossed in the air, and Solomon, this is both exciting and terrifying at the same time. A very big body has nearly squashed you.
I'm just like actually cursing in gnomish.
Like hitting him with your stack of papers.
Yeah. Everybody just hears like bopping of the mic as I bash him in the head with it.
And just
You giant goober.
So Danielson is regaining his footing here, and Bronson, what do? You've got a couple options.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a step back here, and I'm gonna, hold both hands out and do that. Come on, let's do this, and we're gonna start circling each other.
Okay. So, you're going to work to the left, right? You're going to... Wait, that's the other way. You work to the left. You work to the left. Okay. And then you meet at the center of the ring and you lock up.
Yep. And so, gonna go for a contested test of strength.
Okay. While this is going on...
Not super great.
Let's go ahead. We'll roll that.
All right, I got a 19 because I have advantage because I'm still raging. 19.
Well, he's got an 18, so you win this test of strength where your fingers are interlaced and you are pinning him down, bowing his back as he is being pinned down, overpowered.
I want to put him into a front face lock and then lift him up for a stalling suplex.
Okay. So you're able to do that, and you're doing this stalling suplex, which stalls for a long time. Let's cut over to Rosa. While in the crowd, Rosa, what is your reaction to all this? What is Rosa doing?
I mean, I'm just like, whoa, just blown away, amazed. Dude comes in with a trombone. It's crazy. It's like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
But does she love it?
Is Rosa becoming a fan?
I mean, Rosa always dreamed of, seeing, the wrestlers on the King's Road.
Well, let's have another perception check from you.
Okay, perception. Gosh, I need to get rid of this die. 9.
9. So you are just completely entranced by the action in the ring, and maybe you're cheering for Bronson, like to yourself though, like, yeah, come on, get it, Bronson. Just enough to where the people around you can't really tell what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But you were on board with the action here. So, Gator, outside the ring here, Noise Police is still just marching back and forth playing the trombone?
Yeah, I have to pay him for his services, so I slip him a jar of a unspecified tincture.
Yeah, he's probably gone ADD on the whole trombone thing, and he's just sort of like wandering now.
He may be writing speeding tickets, we don't know.
He should go back under the ring at this point.
Yup.
So disappear like Hornswoggle, he goes back under the ring.
That's right.
Yeah, think a combination of Orange Cassidy and Hornswoggle, and then get them really, really high, and that's what Noise Police is.
So he just lives under there, and has gone back to from whence he came. So until next year, when we all call upon him, he shall appear again. For another wonderful night of trombone playing and all those other things.
Awkward appearances.
That's right. Back in the ring, Danielson and Bronson are going back and forth. And at this point, Danielson is talking to you, Bronson. He goes, so what's the finish here?
I need this. I got to get out of this territory.
So at this point, he stands up, he bares his chest, and he says, "Chop me."
And I chop the shit out of him.
So a hush comes over the crowd as you chop his chest, and it's a hollow, meaty slap into his chest, just boom. And it can be heard around the entire crowd. And he says, "Why do you need this?" And then he goes to return a chop. Do you accept it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so returns the chop, and it is a heavy chop. It is of equal effort as your chop.
Yeah, it's so I'll take the chop, and then I'll pull the straps of my singlet off, so now my full chest is exposed, and I'll just flex at him, and then I'll tell him, I'll be like, I'm I have to get to territory 1 as soon as possible.
Okay, and then you deliver a chop.
Yeah, another chop going back.
All right, so you deliver another chop, and in this one, his chest is just bright pink at this point. Like where your handprint was, it is already raised a little bit as you hit his chest with another hollow thump. And he says, "What about your friend, Zinth?"
I don't know where he's at. We haven't seen him in days at this point. He just bailed on us.
He returns the chop to your chest as well, and he goes, "I fear for the worst. Please find him if you can." And then delivers another chop into your chest.
And then I sort of like I like nod as like, you know, as I'm sort of like trying to like shake it off, you know, just like, you know, fight through the sting. And then I'm like nodding at him, and then I slap him right in the face.
So a slap, boom. Okay.
And then I hold my chin out.
Gasp.
For another slap. So he measures his hand, his open palm to your chin without swinging to get the right distance.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking you dead in your eyes. He says, "I really like that kid. It is sad to see him go. I wish you the best of luck. Make it look good when you put me out." And he winds back and he delivers a solid slap to your chin that actually dazes you a little bit.
So we're throwing potatoes here, but they're worked.
Yep.
All right, so we do the slap spot where we're just slapping the shit out of each other, and then so I'll be dazed, and then have him go for the kicks to the knee.
Yep.
To try and, you know, chop the tree. And so Bronson goes down to one knee, and then Danielson backs up to the corner and starts looking like he's gonna deliver the Bazaiku knee.
Uh-huh.
And then he comes running in, and I catch him and then hoist him up and then drop him with a burning hammer.
Just in the middle of the ring?
Yep.
So you catch him mid-air, you flip him so he's across your shoulders and belly up.
Yeah, basically.
And then you
like,
drop him on his head as you tip over like a teapot.
Yep. And then I get back to my feet, and I lift him up by his shoulder and his trunks, and then just walk him over to the, you know, like I'm deadlifting him at this point, and take him over by the steps and put him out.
So you're able to just muscle him over the rope and just roll him out, spilling him onto the steps.
Mm-hmm.
And then at this point, Solomon, you've got the ring bell right in front of you with the world's tiniest hammer. This would be the time to ring the bell. What do you do?
I ring the bell.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding. And at that point, one of the referees enters the ring. We'll have this guy enter the ring. Enters the ring with the new badge of Territory 4, the fourth badge obtained by Bronson on the King's Road. And there it is in all of its beauty. Is it still rendering?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Oh, there it is. It's pretty. There
It's
we
a
go.
tree.
It's a tree. It's made of timber. It's a beautiful. This will go great on your championship belt, which has now 4 badges assigned to it. Lovely, lovely. And as you're celebrating, what is everybody doing at this point? Bronson finally has this badge, and you know what that means.
I'm on the turnbuckles.
I'm eyes up for black and purple. I'm expecting a terrorist attack any minute.
Okay, let's have a perception check.
If someone can let me know, I've got a pretty good
13
view.
Again.
A 13.
Yep.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So what you see is that the Hardway members are exiting, but you don't catch any glimpse of what you were looking for. Okay, Rosa, what are you doing at this point? Bronson comes over to the turnbuckle in front of you, gets up on the turnbuckle, points right at you. Like, I know him.
Like, yeah, I know that guy.
Gator's right there, and he goes, Bronson.
Yeah, so I start pointing at her, and then I start telling her to come in the ring.
Oh,
Bronson, point at the Grapplemania sign.
Yeah. And then I make sure I point at the Grapplemania sign. Yep.
And when he points, it doesn't explode, but there are explosions of pyro. Black and silver sparks light it up like a neon sign.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll get up in the ring because I'm just swept up in the moment. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I'll have to go over and I'll boost her up. Oh, there's stairs right there. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's
tell
perfect.
Gator to get up in the ring too. And then I point at Solomon. I tell him to get up in the ring. Although I might have to help lift him up into the ring.
Solomon, do you comply?
I don't know. I guess I'll take my cue from Clay. Can I do that?
Oh yeah, he's waving you on. Like, go.
I run up there with my mic in hand.
So you run up here.
I'll lean out and give you some help.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the ref. I didn't see the ref there.
The ref is going to give you some uppies, get you up there.
Uppies.
And then Solomon is in the ring, and then you reunite in the center of the ring.
Yeah.
What a great moment. And then that's when the lights go out. Oh, wrong song.
Luckily, I have dark vision.
Same.
So then when the lights come back on, let's see. Bronson, you've been standing in the middle of the ring celebrating your hard-fought victory. The crowd, which was roaring in approval, is now in stunned silence in anticipation of the next part of the event. Suddenly, as the lights flicker and go out, the arena is in darkness. A chilling, eerie silence falls around the room as the sound of a bell rings out, followed by echoes of footsteps. The bell rings again, and the spotlight turns back on at the entrance stage, illuminating on a dark man in a twisted mask.
Oh no.
Do we recognize him?
Gator is hiding behind Bronson.
It's the shadow.
This is not a figure that you've seen before. Then the lights turn out again momentarily as you hear the familiar bell once more. Okay, Solomon is invisible at this point.
When the darkness falls, I disappear.
Then next, reappearing with the lights now is the darkness, and he is flanked on both sides by the Black Sheep and the Red Hammer.
Yep.
They're all now donning the emblems and colors of the Darker Order, purple and black, and the same radiant eye. Those two figures start moving towards the ring as other figures start emerging from backstage. And the man in the twisted mask starts his monologue, his voice dripping with malice. His voice booms eerily as you hear, "Behold the triumphant hero, basking in the adulation of these pitiful souls, a mighty half-orc, victorious in the most regal contest of scripted combat. Your celebration's premature, my friend, for you see the true battle has just begun." With that said, the Darker Order members who are approaching stage draw shimmering knives as they approach the ring, light glinting off of their curved blades. He continues to speak. "You stand here drenched in glory of a hollow victory, but you're blind to the truth. The world is a cruel joke played on the ignorant. Tonight the veil is lifted."
So I look at Gator, and I'm like, "Give me the bag of holding."
So
Pat, find it. Here.
Whoever's got it, yeah. And I just want my sword and axe out of it.
Well, it is under the stage, as where all things are hidden. So it can be retrieved. But before you do that, there are confused murmurs amongst the crowd as they're not sure if this is part of the show or not. And then instantly they realize that it's not, as a woman shrieks in horror somewhere in the crowd. The man with the mask continues speaking. "It doesn't matter if you defeat 20 men or 2,000. You can't face the abyss itself." Then there's other cries of pain in different parts of the audience. This time, there's one of a male voice mixed with another female voice. Panic begins to set in as you start hearing chairs shuffling and people stampeding around. "Can you withstand the power of darkness? My children have embraced the truth. They've seen the light in the darkness. They've embraced the shadows." Now, Bronson and all of you, at this point, you catch the form of, well, let's have a perception check from everybody.
I'm trying to make my way to where the bag of holding is, since I'm invisible.
Sure.
I got a 15.
15, okay.
11.
Finally a dirty 20.
All right, so
19.
Rosa, at this point, you see in the crowd something horrific. And Solomon, you're able to retrieve the bag of holding and to climb back in the ring with it. Rosa, what you see is that one of these cultists that are in the crowd, they are not all dressed as cultists, they are dressed like everybody else, but they have the same curved blades. One opens the throat of a member of the crowd, and at this point, blood sprays everywhere. And then you see another person is attacked with a curved blade, spilling blood onto the chair and onto the floors. The black sheep and the red hammer are almost at the ring at this point. So close that you can see the whites of their eyes, or what would be the whites of their eyes, are actually now glossy black marbles. The man in the mask speaks again. "Do you feel it, Bronson? The darkness calling to you. It whispers your name, beckoning you to join us. You felt it before, that rage that boils inside of you, the hate. Answer the call." And then he waits for Bronson's answer.
As an
Gator, ask a
invisible
question.
bag is put into your hand, Bronson.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
very nice.
I reach into the bag and just draw this giant great sword out. And then I cut the ring ropes.
All right, so you make a chop at the ring ropes. Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's have a 2-hit roll and then a damage roll.
Yeah, 16 to hit, and then let's see, what's my damage? Ooh, that's a good one. That's 16 damage.
16. Okay, yeah, so you sever through the top 2 ropes, leaving just the bottom rope. And
at that point, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so at this point, he says, well, I'll take that as a no. And then there's eerie laughter from all throughout the room as cultists make a full-on assault in the crowd, creating chaos and terror. People being attacked left and right, front and back, everybody running. It's hard to make sense of who's been attacked, who hasn't, who is a member of the Dark Order, who is just somebody who's there for the event. As the lifeblood of these fools stains the ground, they shall be reborn. Witness the transformation. Young lions, witness the power of the darkness. The lights begin flickering again into darkness and into light, strobing as those 2 wrestlers they appear on the ring aprons.
Are they within 10 feet of the darkness?
They actually appear behind you inside the ring. These 2, the Black Sheep and the Red Hammer. While the darkness is still up on the stage, which is very far away, 150 feet away. You all sense the 2 wrestlers now inside the ring with you. Let's cut over to them.
How much time would you say has elapsed since the light went out?
Well, the light has only flickered. The first time it went out, it's been maybe a minute.
Okay, I should have spoke up sooner. Could I begin casting a spell that takes more than a round? Conjure Minor Elementals takes a full minute, so...
You just muttering to yourself as he's monologuing?
Muttering, gesturing, pouring things out, and if it seems logical, like I can pop this spell, there's a lot of people in the crowd that need help, and I can summon a lot of little tiny things to at least be distractions.
I would say that if we're going to retcon this, you probably would not have casted it immediately, because the attacks didn't start until he had been speaking for a while, but we can say you're about halfway into conjuring it.
I can deal with halfway.
Okay.
Somebody needs to talk for 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, another 5 more rounds will do it.
So you sense these figures behind you, and you turn around to look at them.
Oh, jeez.
They are the Black Sheep and... Did I? Oh, yeah, I did the thing. The Black Sheep and the Red Hammer. Now Don...
How far away is the darkness on this stage?
Oh, he's about 150 feet away from the ring. So it's a long ramp. It's beyond the map we were on. So the 2 bodies that are inside the ring begin to convulse and twist as their heads twist at weird angles, and their arms and legs begin to snap in odd angles. You hear bones snapping, and you hear squelching sounds as pained looks come across their face. Their eyes shoot off in different directions, and their bodies start transforming into grotesque shapes of fleshy sinew and sharp fanged mouths.
Yeah, Rosa, you need to be channeling divinity like right now.
And they turn
Gibbering mouthers. Fantastic.
And they turn into these terrible aberrations. And that is where we're going to call it for tonight. We're going to leave it right here.
Really? I was so ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going down.
Let's go. After handing off the bag, I was trying to get out of the ring and move towards the darkness.
Well, for the sake of simplicity, we will say that you are all in the ring, and that you are on the ring apron, farthest away from the mouthers.
You need downies. Oh wait, there's stairs.
There are steps on that side, so
Downies.
if I can.
And I'm like back to back with as many of my comrades as possible. Is referee? Does he seem like he's on our side?
No, he's hauled
Probably
ass.
just chance. Yeah.
He has 1 hit point. Why would I assume?
Oh,
Is Claymore still like
turn
providing
was
commentary?
really good. That tone shift was incredible. I just want to throw that out
There
with
you
the
go, right
music.
there. Yeah, that was great. So that's where we're going to end it for tonight, with these two aberrations inside of the ring and the darkness up at the top of the ramp. Cultists all throughout the crowd. Quite a pickle. So let's fade out this haunting music here. The same music that was used by Q during his entrance.
I got it to Q.
I was honestly expecting a zombified Zinthral.
So that's going to be it for tonight. This has been Kings Road Young Lions. Lots of things are happening. Bronson got his badge. Congrats. But also the king is dead, and now there are hellspawn everywhere. So lots to consider before the next session. Young Lions, you've been great. Say goodbye, Young Lions.
Goodbye, young
Goodbye,
lions.
young lions.
Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye, young lights.
Hey, congratulations. If you're still listening, that means you made it to the end of the episode. Thanks for coming by and listening to this edition of Kings Road Young Lions. If you like what you've heard, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see on the next episode. For more great content from This Is Awesome Promotions, check out the YouTube channel, check out the Twitch channel, check us out on Twitter at TIA Promotions. Thanks again for coming around, and we'll see you next time down on the King's Road.